अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। कैसे हैं आप लोग? सब खैरियत से? उम्मीद करता हूँ खैरियत से होंगे और दुआ भी करता हूँ आप लोगों के लिए कि अल्लाह पाक आपको सेहत दें, तंदुरुस्ती दें। मेरे लिए भी दुआ क्या करें, क्योंकि गिव एंड टेक का मामला है, गिव एंड टेक का मेरे भाइयों। सो नाउ टुडे वी विल क्रिएट द इनवॉइस इन एक्सेल। आज हम एक्सेल के अंदर इनवॉइस को क्रिएट करेंगे एंड होप यू विल लर्न इन दिस वीडियो। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप लोग बहुत कुछ सीखेंगे इस वीडियो से, लेकिन उससे पहले चाहूँगा आई रिक्वेस्ट टू यू लाइक सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर माय चैनल प्लीज़। यार कमेंट्स तो दिया करो अगर वीडियो पसंद आए तो। ओके, सो लेट्स नाउ स्टार्ट।
Hello and welcome back to the Excel tip videos. Today in this session, we will show you how to create an invoice template using Microsoft Excel. We will create this invoice template without using VBA and will use the basic Excel functions and features which we have launched in previous videos to have the maximum calculations simplified and automated. This template is perfect for startup businesses and individuals alike. It can be used to perform the simple invoicing task. So without wasting much time, let's see how we can create an invoice template with the help of basic functions in Excel. As you can see, we have a blank sheet here and another sheet that contains product details. We'll use these product details in the template to fill out the descriptions. Anyway, we come back to invoice template, which is a blank sheet, and then we move our cursor to B1. We'll first insert the company logo here. So we go to insert tab and then we click on pictures and we insert the company logo. This is too big, so let us make it smaller. So we reduce size of this image. This looks perfect. Okay, we have placed the company logo on the left side of the page. However, in case if you want to place it anywhere on the page, you can place it as per your own choice. Then we go to I1 and we type invoice, and let us change the font size of this text from 11 to 24, and then we'll make it bold. And now we'll change the font color as well. So we go to font color and we look for the good nice font color which matches. This is here you go. This is blue accent 5, so we'll keep it blue accent 5 for this invoice font color. And now we'll type the company details that are selling the products at the top of the invoice. So we go to B4 and we type company name in the brackets. For now, we will have the sample text instead of taking actual details, but you can change it as per your own convenience. So wherever we are inserting the text inside the brackets, you can replace it with the actual values. Then in B5, we will have street address, then city, state, zip, and B6, phone detail, in B7, then fax detail, in B8. Alright, this is enough for the company information, and now we'll add the customer details like name, company name, address, phone, and emails, etc. So we go to B11 and first we type here bill to. Then we go to B12 and there we'll have the customer name. So we type name here inside the bracket, then company name here in B13, street address in B14, city, state, and zip in B15, and phone in B16, and then we will have email address in B17. Alright, every invoice must have few standard details like customer ID, date, invoice number, etc. So in order to add them, we go to cell H5 and we type customer ID then we type invoice date, invoice number, and payment due by in columns H6, H7 and H8 respectively. We will have these details in corresponding cells from I5 to I8. So we select I5 to I8 range and we go to Home tab, and under font category we'll select all borders and come back. Then we select H5 to H8 and we press Ctrl 1 to open the Format Cells dialog box. There we go to Alignment tab and we select Right Indent in the Horizontal Text Alignment category, and we increase the indent from 0 to 2, and then we click on OK. The moment we click on OK, we can see that the texts are indented and looking much better than they were looking earlier. To enhance the visual appeal, we'll make these headings as bold and come back. Okay, now we can enter the required details in the required cells. To start with customer ID, we can put any random ID for now, and let's say we enter ETC24134. Then in I6 we will have the current date, and for that we can use today function. As every time we'll be making an invoice, we must need the current date, and today function will return the current date for us here. In case you want any other date, you can supply it manually instead of entering the function in the cell. In I7 we have to enter the invoice number, so for now enter any random number. So we enter XYZ1234Z, and then in payment due by we'll add 20 days into the invoice date and come back. Alright, now if we look at column I range, the text is going left whereas dates are right, which does not look nice. No problem, we'll change the alignment of these cells to the center, and then we'll change the date format also to make it look nice. So we go to number, and here in date we select this days, month and year format, and then we apply the same here by pressing F4 key, which is used to repeat the last action. Cool. Now let's have the formatting for bill to field as well. So we go to B11 and highlight the range from B11 to F11. Then we go to fill color, and we will fill this with something dark. Okay, this looks nicer. This is dark blue, I guess. Yes, this is dark blue. So we select dark blue here, and then white for the font color, and we'll make it bold. After making it bold, we go to border area and we select outside border for the selected area and come back. Now we'll move on to the description part of the invoice. We'll add description and other details regarding the items which we are selling to the customer. So we go to B19 and we type item code, then item description in C19. As item description could be lengthy, so we highlight C19 to F19 and we will merge across the cells. We'll merge across more cells under the item descriptions column to have the description of items, but you don't need to go to Home tab every time and click on merge across options, as you can repeat the last command using F4 key by highlighting the required area, or you can also copy the merged area and paste it from the cell till where you want it. By doing this, you can save lots of time. Isn't it interesting? Anyway, we have merged the cells till 32nd row and we have enough rows now to have the products for this invoice template. But in case if you want more rows, you can add it here. Now we come back to row 19th and we go to G19 and we type quantity as heading, as this column will contain the quantity for these items. Then we need unit price for this item in H19, and then we will have amount in I19. Alright, since we have included all the categories, so now we'll format this table and we'll make the entries. First, we select and highlight B19 to I32 range, and then we open Format Cells dialog box. There we jump to Border tab and we select Line Style first, and then we click on Outline Border. The moment we click on Outline Border, you can see that box displays the preview that how and where it will be applied. After that, we want to highlight each column, so we select the necessary border line and then we click on OK. And as soon as we click on OK, we can see that the border has been applied to the table successfully. But we forgot to apply the outline border for the row 19, so we select the row 19 and we press Ctrl Shift 7, which is a shortcut key to apply the outline border. Once we are done with border formatting, we'll fill the color with dark blue and then apply white font color to the headings of this table, and then we'll make them bold. After that, we'll make the changes in the alignment as per the input type. For text, we'll keep it unchanged as left, and for numbers entry, we change it to the center alignment. Since the item code and quantity will be supplied as number, so we select item code, range and quantity, and then we change it to the center alignment to center the content. The item descriptions will be in text format, so we'll leave it as it is. Then in last, unit price and amount, we'll change it to the center alignment, and then we'll open the Format Cells dialog box and we go to number, and we'll use the 1000 separator with the 0 decimal place. Since we have formatted our table of descriptions, we'll now enter the products. So we'll allow users to only select the product, and the rest column should automatically be updated. So in order to start with it, we will have the item description first. So we select C20 to C32, and then we first open the data validation dialog box. We select list and allow category, then in source we go to product detail sheet tab, and here we select A2 to A10 that contains the item name here. Since we have already made the list of products, but in case if you want to add or delete or make any changes in the product, you can make it here, then accordingly you can expand the data validation list range. Anyway, we click on OK, and now we can select any item and product name from the drop down list. Then we go to cell B20, and there we have to pick the item code based on the item selected in cell C20. So to pick that, we will use VLOOKUP function here. So we type VLOOKUP function here, Since column C stores the value which we want to look up, so we select C20 as the lookup value, and then we go to product detail sheet tab to select the table array. We select the table array range from A2 to C10, and then we press F4 key to make it absolute reference. Since our function would be moving in column B to downside, and when we copy and paste the function to another location from the original point with the relative reference, the cell references also gets changed with that, and then there are chances that the function returns any error because it will not be able to find the lookup value in the table array. So if you do not want cell reference to change, use absolute reference to save the time. And as we have to pick the second column that contains the item code from the table array, we enter 2 in the third argument. Then in the last argument, we'll enter 0 to return the exact match. Now we hit enter. The moment we hit enter, function returns item code for the selected item in C20. Anyway, we copy and paste the formula only till B32. However, this time when we paste the formula in the rest cells, we get any error. But why? That's because there is nothing in the corresponding cell to look up the value, hence function return any error in the rest cells. So to avoid returning error, we'll nest VLOOKUP function inside if error function, and we'll tell in case any error occurs, it should return empty text. Now we update the formula. Okay, Now we'll pick the unit price for the selected item and we'll use the previous method only. So instead of repeating the same action, we go into the edit mode of this cell B20 and we copy the entire formula, and then we come back to H20 and we go into the edit mode once again, and now we paste it here. Then as we have to pick the third column that contains unit price in the product detail sheet tab, so we make the necessary changes here and then we hit enter. We get the unit price of the particular selected item, but in case if you want to check, you can go to the product detail sheet and you can look for the product which we had selected there in the invoice template sheet, and here you go. You can see that the price of the per unit for this product is 2450, and when you come back you get the same price here also. Anyway, we copy and paste down the function till H32. Now we come to I20 where we will multiply the unit value by quantity to return the amount. So we enter the calculation in error function to return an empty text in case any error occurs by the calculations. Alright, now we paste same till I32. Now we go to H34, so and here we will type subtotal, then we'll have the tax amount field in H35, then discount category in H36 and total in H37. Then we select I34 to I37 and apply all borders, and then we go to format cells to select reduce the decimal places to 0, and then we click on OK. You can choose any currency format according to the requirement, and now we change these cells to the center alignment. Then we go and select H37 and I37, and once again we go to format cells to change the border style of these two cells. So we jump to the border tab and there we select double lines to apply on the top border, and we'll let the single lightweight line for right border and click on OK, and then we make them as bold. Now we go to cell I34 and enter sum function and select I20 to I32 as sum range, and then we hit enter. In cell I35 we'll get the tax amount which will be applicable on the subtotal value. So we multiply the subtotal by the tax rate whatever is applicable, and then we'll leave the discount cell as empty as it will be entered manually if there will be any discount. And now we come to I37 and there we type sum function once again, and we take the sum of I34 and I35, then we subtract discount value from the sum returned by I34 and I35. Now we are almost ready with the template, and we'll add special notes and instructions and other things to give a final touch to this template. We go to B34 and we type special notes and instructions, and then we select B34 to F38 and we'll apply the outline border, and then once again we select B34 to F34 and we apply the outline border to this range as well, and then we apply the formatting. We'll fill the color, we'll fill the font color, and then we make them as bold. Here you can include the special notes and instructions like payment terms are 20 days from date of invoice. Please include the invoice number on your checks. We'll format them as italic and we'll reduce the font size to 10. Okay, now we'll add the signature area. So we go down and we select H43 and I43 and we apply the top border, and we go to alignment and there we select center cross selections in the text alignment horizontal category, and then we click on OK. Then we come back to H43 and there we type signature. Have you noticed one thing, that the text is starting from the center alignment of both the cells? That's because of the cross selection styles of the alignment we had selected in the format cells dialog box. Isn't it interesting? You don't need to worry to make it centralized manually anymore or to merge cells for such requirements. Now we'll add few more lines before we finalize the template to use. So we go to B49 and then we select B49 to I49, and once again we go to format cells and we'll change the alignment to central cross selection and click on OK. We'll repeat this action for the next 4 lines till 53rd row, but instead of repeating, we copy the entire row and we paste it till 53rd row. So no need to go to dialog box again and again to do the same thing. Okay, now we are back in B49, so we type equal to double quotes, make all your checks payable to, then we add ampersand sign and we give a cell reference to B4 that contains the company name, and as soon as we hit enter, instead of a cell reference, company name is appearing along with the text which we had supplied manually. So this is working as formula, and what we did is we have combined text and a cell reference together. So whenever you make any changes to the company name, the check in favor of instructions will be updated automatically. Okay. Now we come back and here in the next line in B50 we say, in case of any inquiry concerning this invoice, please email us at, provide your email ID, and then in the next line we say thank you for your business and hit enter. To make it appear better, we convert these lines into italic format and then we reduce the font size of first 2 lines to 10 and then we make last line as bold. We are ready with the invoice template. Now we go to product and select few products in different cells through drop down option in column C, and then we enter the quantity for all these, and of any inquiry concerning this invoice, please email us at, provide your email ID, and then in the next line we say thank you for your business and hit enter. To make it appear better, we convert these lines into italic format and then we reduce the font size of first 2 lines to 10 and then we make last line as bold. We are ready with the invoice template. Now we go to product and select few products in different cells through drop down option in column C, and then we enter the quantity for all these, and as soon as we update the quantity, you can see all formulas are getting updated automatically and all the amounts have been updated. So we are ready with the final amount which customer has to pay. So in case if there is any discount, you can mention it here. The discount will be subtracted from the total value and you will be ready with the total value which customer has to pay. So almost the entire template is automated except few places like customer information and vendor information, then customer ID, invoice number, product will go down, and quantity, then we have discount which are supposed to be filled out manually. And this is not enough. When you go and check the print preview, you don't need to set the page area as it perfectly fits on one page. So you can simply give the print command and get the printouts without spending more time on page setup.
Okay friends, hope you will enjoy this video and learn more. Okay, bye. इस अपनेपन के साथ कि अपना बहुत ख्याल रखेंगे। अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।